Escobar again for the outside sesh with my dog Mansi about the English Bulldog, also known the British Bulldog. What we're gonna do is on this intro is touch on the history and some of the PowerPoints of what we're gonna be talking about in our next few sessions. So the first things I want to talk about are kind of the history of the dog, just so you guys understand this is an English Bulldog. Don't get it confused with the American Bulldog or the old English Bulldog. You have to know the difference. These guys are also known as the British Bulldog. As you guys know, the old WWF wrestler, what known now as WWE, the British Bulldog was the English Bulldog. So they're noted back as like long as the 13th century. Obviously they were used for bull baiting at that time, which sounds kind of brutal, but it was one of those things where they were more of a gaming dog. So what they also come from, so you guys know, is the Asiatic Mastiff crossed with the Pug. That's how they get that smash face but get that build. So another thing about these dogs as well is that they're usually pretty short. 1 foot to 2 feet tall is how they kind of grow, and that will show how much stamina or how much how viable their breed will be. Which also leads into the next topic of mine, is if you're going to be a breeder or a pet owner, you also have to be thinking about a lot of these things of taking care of these dogs for the lineage of your future with them. So they all range about 50 to 70 pounds. They do have an obese factor that kind of comes into play with the health issues that I'll explain later, but their lifespan is typically 3 to 12 years old, depending on the location and where you have them and how well you maintenance them. So this is a national animal for the UK, which is the United Kingdom. Just so you know, they still have an old government and they still have castles, so it's that chill where it became their dog, it still is in their castles. So when you have this dog, just know it's not going to do a lot of exercising, which can bring an obese factor in later. And also you have to remember that these dogs have a very finicky temperament. When I say that, their demeanor to other dogs, small or big, or a child or a baby, they are very good with humans as far as my understanding and my experience with my dog. But when it comes to other dogs, you might want to watch that itself, because as we walked into the park today, there was a little incident where there was 2 pit bulls in here, and if I wasn't aware that he doesn't really get along with them because one of them didn't have his other body part, you know, if I may say, he was neutered, they can get into almost like a pissing contest, and so they will make sure that they can dominate each other, and it becomes a tussle to where it can get aggressive. So be very careful and mindful of that when you take your dog and integrate him with other dogs. Their demeanor is very important, and how well you can react. One thing I forgot to touch on was location. That's very big when it comes to these dogs' health. The heat and the humidity and the type of heat it is what it really makes these guys really temperamental. Another thing I forgot to mention was dog insurance. Make sure from the minute that you get this dog, you put the dog insurance on them right away, because these dogs have the life expectancy from 3 to 12 years, right? Anything under 3, they can even get issues. If it's documented, it's not in the insurance from the beginning, they will not cover you. So make sure you get dog insurance. I use Trupanion, so look at what works best for you.